Hey everybody, Dan from Dan All Over the Place. Yesterday's video on food, I've got another one. I'm going to turn this into a 4-part series. So, in the previous video, I was talking about how I believe that everybody's issue with politics and how we overreact to everything is caused from the food that we're eating. And I'm going to kind of give you a little bit of a reason as to why. I've done a deeper dive into this. I've done some research, looked at some stuff. I'm pretty sure you guys already know the answer to this. But the reason is money. It's all money. I got a cheat sheet here so that I can at least tell you what I found. A lot of the stuff that we're eating that is killing us, in my opinion, is preservatives, stabilizers, anti-caking agents to keep the foods fresh for months or even years. Texture and appearance, emulsifier, gum, colorant make food look and feel more appealing. Smooth yogurt, bright cereal, consistent cookies. Wow. I will gladly trade cancer for consistent cookies, bright cereal, and smooth yogurt any day of the year. You like what I do with that? Any day of the year. Tasteful and mouthful sweeteners, artificial flavors, sodium compounds trick our brains into associating chemical blends with flavor with more depth or freshness. Yeah, I'll take that. And, we'll have a side of Alzheimer's with it. I think that sounds really good. Mass production, shipping, chemicals help food survive long distances in high volume manufacturing without spoiling or separating. Yeah, that's important too, right? Multiple sclerosis with it, please. These additives were introduced to feed more people more cheaply, and keep products stable longer. That's the whole reason, and it's all about money. Corporate convenience. Don't you hear that when you're like working for somebody, or we're cutting out these benefits in your company for corporate convenience? Well, these companies have decided corporate convenience instead of your health. And you don't even work for them and they did this. Isn't that nice? Every additive that extends shelf life means fewer returns, fewer spoilage losses, and higher margins for manufacturers and grocery store chains. Will they pay for my cancer treatment? Or if I have MS in 3 or 4 years, are they going to help me out there or give me different food and say I'm sorry? This almost sounds like the tobacco companies back when they hired doctors to say that smoking was healthy and they knew it wasn't. I wonder if we're going to get to that level in this wonderful world or not. This is the best one. Processed foods, get this, are engineered to trigger dopamine release, salty, sweet, fatty combination that made you crave more. This isn't by accident. This is biochemistry for profit. I was reading a thing the other day that says Doritos, their flavor profile is set up to trigger that and make you addicted to Doritos to where you just can't stop eating Doritos. I can't think of the last time I ate Doritos. Honestly can't. I bet it's been more than a year since I've eaten a Dorito. I did eat potato chips the other day, but I was wanting something salty because I was working out. I just think that's ridiculous. We're making food addictive so that people... obesity. That's the other thing I left off of the list before. Yeah, I'll have a side of obesity with that sweet and savory fatty food, please, so that I'm addicted to it, so that I get on Ozempic. Oh yeah, there you go. That's another one. Ozempic. The food companies will make you fat, and then the or pharma, companies will get you on a drug to make you skinny so that it contradicts, hey, there you go, yin and yang. I just think this is ridiculous. And nobody's doing anything about this, people. But yet we're arguing over people working on the White House when the government shut down. The other day I was reading an article that people are enraged because they're doing construction on the White House while the government shut down. Pull up to that McDonald's and get your cancer fries, please. Oh, but that's only in California because it says it right on the box. In California. Yeah, whatever. I used to make a joke about that. I don't anymore. So when is this going to stop? Economy or economic dependency. When processed food becomes the cheapest, most convenient option, it keeps the lower and middle class dependent on it, and by extension on the healthcare and pharmaceutical systems that profit from the consequences. Obesity, diabetes, heart disease, depression, IBS, etc. And nobody's doing about this? And I got some of my buddies, I wouldn't say buddies, people I know on Facebook that are talking about chemtrails in the sky. That it's a conspiracy. No, the food thing is real. It's not a conspiracy. This is actually happening. Unintended consequences, maybe, maybe not. It's the perfect design for profit. How's that make you feel? Whether it's by negligence or design, the outcome is the same. These companies are making more and more money off of us every which way you look. We are overfed, undernourished, tired, anxious, and dependent on medication. Hang on, my cheat sheet here is moving around because the air conditioner turned on. Like I said, I do one shot on these things and that's it. When the food supply dulls the population's energy clarity, people become easier to distract, arguing about politics instead of demanding systematic food reform. Do you follow this? This is not bullshit. This is really happening. Oh, sorry. Lorraine, come back. There we go. The FDA evaluates many additives individually, assuming isolated small exposure. It does not account for the accumulative exposure of dozens of products having the same thing in it daily. What's considered safe once a week becomes toxic when it's consumed, not confused, every day for years. What? And we're still going to let this go? This is freaking ridiculous. Generally recognized as safe. Wow. That's a statement right there, right? Manufacturers can self-certify additives as generally recognized safe. They actually have a pseudonym for it, GRAS, without independent testing or FDA approval. There are thousands of these unreviewed ingredients in circulation right now. Yeah, nobody cares. But we're arguing over two colors, red and blue. I just cannot believe it. Changing the system would mean rewriting supply chains, reformulating thousands of product, and shrinking corporate profit margins. Wow. You mean these companies won't post billions of dollars in profit and cause billions of dollars of health problems and not help? Something no politician wants to touch. The bottom line, the real reason behind this constant chemical diet isn't an accident. It is optimized for profit, not people. Chemicals make food cheaper to produce and last longer on the shelf. Cheap food keeps people quiet, full, and spending. The side effects create lifelong customers for big pharma and healthcare. And in the meanwhile, the same government that approves these ingredients gets billions in tax revenue from the industries they regulate. And there's your food. So again, my first video basically talked about how we're fighting against each other, red and blue. It's all just a big, I don't know, circle jerk, I guess. They feed us shit. We argue about each other. They just sit there and keep collecting money. And we're not doing anything about it. All right. That's all for today. Step 3 is tomorrow. Part 4, I should say. Let's see. Tomorrow. I have some ideas on how I think we should fix this. All right. Like and subscribe. Thanks. Bye.